and today we're gonna talk about everything and anything World of Warcraft related. Hopefully we get to prepare you for the upcoming expansion and answer all of your questions, inquiries, curiosities, and whatsoever. Once again, welcome to the stream. What's up, boys and girls? How are you today? It's the first time you guys see me today. If you have never seen me before, my name is Petko, and my pleasure, guys, to meet you. Some of you already know me, some of you already seen me. If you have seen me before, well, you already know. You already know what I do. You already know who I am. But for the people that have never seen before, I'm one of the guide writers for Ice Events. Actually, I'm the only guide writer for Ice Events that does Mythic Plus, pretty much exclusively. Dungeons, MDTs, tier lists, whatsoever, and I also do stuff for Wowhead as well. I also stream myself. You guys haven't seen my face before on the camera or in the rankings or whatever, you guys can check the description down below. But this is going to be a podcast running every Sunday around 6 o'clock Central European time, and it's going to finish between 8:30 and 9, so 2 hours and a half or 3 hours ish, maybe 2.5, depending on the topic, depending on exactly what we're going to talk about. Pretty much I'm going to do my best to cover everything what I already mentioned. Today we're going to talk about preparation of Dragonflight, how we can get used to an expansion, what to do, what to prepare, professions, if there's anything that you have missed before. For example, what kind of professions should I level, what kind of professions should I go for, tips and tricks, dungeons related stuff, guides, tier lists, classes, and whatsoever. But anyway, hope you guys would enjoy today, and if you have never seen us before, drop us a follow because you're gonna see a lot more of my face in the upcoming future right here live on Ice Events every single Sunday. And once again, I appreciate you guys being around. Anyway, seems like nobody's talking in the chat. Can anybody hear me first of all? Am I talking to myself? Alright, let's see if I'm talking to myself. Haven't played in a while. This stream is perfect for me. Thank you guys. You're welcome, my guy. Welcome to the stream once again. You're the first guy to talk to me. Thank you so much. Yes, you can hear me. Absolutely, thank you for that one. So, as I already mentioned, the first thing first we're gonna do, we're gonna take care of pretty much when is the game coming out. It's a follower only mode. That is true. That is true because there are tons of bots out there and they spam copy pasta stuff that I don't want on this stream. And I'll do my best, obviously, to prepare you and remove all the bot actions. That is why it's follower only mode. It is the anti-bot protection. Spunk, welcome to the stream. Eno, welcome to the stream. And Brady as well. Once again, thank you guys for coming up. So, as I already mentioned, what is the topic of today? When is the game coming out? Well, it's simple. Dragonflight is about to drop on tomorrow for North America around 3 p.m. or 6 p.m. depending if you're Eastern time or West time. For Europe, it's going to be around, I think, midnight for most of Europe. For London, it's going to be like around 11 o'clock. Eastern Europe is going to be roughly around 1 a.m.-ish, Turkey 3 a.m. and so forth. Batch, welcome to the stream, my guy. How are you? What's up? How are you doing today? So that is exactly when the game is gonna come out. Welcome, Elidad. What's up, buddy? How you, Lan? Good to have you on stream, dude. It's actually so a little bit like weird because I usually stream on my channel, and now that I'm appearing here for the first time, I feel like a lot of my viewers will come here and they would see like familiar faces. They're like, hold on a second, I seen this guy before. I watched his stream all the time. You know, so welcome to the people that I've already seen before. What's up, board? How are you? Good. I'm counting the hours until Dragonflight. Officially, the hours should be anywhere between, I think, like 30-ish hours, even sub 30 hours. No, I'm lying to you. It's exactly 31 hours, right? 31 hours. Everything. 30-ish hours. Yeah, 30. Yeah, okay. 29, 50. Okay, yeah. So officially under 30 hours. Damn. It's been a while for sure. I mean, once again, I think how many of you guys hold on, first of all, how many of you guys are from Europe? One in the chat if you're from Europe, and 2 if you're from NA. Let's see. I think this split ratio should be Europe based because Ice Events most of the time is like 1 in the chat. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So a lot of people are from Europe. Okay. So being honest with you, like it's For most of you, you will not stay until after midnight. Okay? UK not part of Europe. Okay, I'm gonna pretend I didn't read that. Okay, I'll pretend I'll let it slip. All right, my guy. It's a first stream. I'll close my eyes and I'll pretend you know stop anything in the chat. Much love. But yeah, I mean, how many of you guys would stay actually after midnight? Real talk. I myself am not totally sure if I will stay after midnight though. I don't know. I don't know if my body can handle it. Maybe. Who knows? Genuinely, I would say 1 a.m. is very late for me now. I usually sleep, but we'll see. I'll stay up for a couple hours of PvP. You're gonna stay for PvP? Damn, that's dedication. I will. I got a day off until Tuesday. Sounds good. Boomer, we only do the first hour, then I get up at 6 o'clock. You know what I do? Here's what I would do. I'll get up super early, like it's like around 4 o'clock. When people get tired, I'll wake up at 4 o'clock and I'll game for like 12, 20 hours straight up. You know? I think that's a better strat. No joke. I've got a fridge-proof energy drinks doing an all-nighter. YOLO, dude. Alright, I think enough talking about preparation. Let's talk, sorry, enough talking about when it's gonna come out. Let's talk about preparation. Now, first thing first, to answer your question, you would not be able to do any Mythic Zeros all the way until the reset. I know many of you are confused. You know, should I level fast? Should I level slow? No. The truth being said is nothing will be available on Mythic difficulty upon reset. Now, a regional reset happens different. It depends where you're from. For example, Europe gets their reset on Wednesday early morning, NA gets their reset on Tuesday afternoon, and Korea, Taiwan, and China gets their reset on a Thursday, I believe like around lunchtime, you know, their time. So, until then, it will be locked to play Mythic Zeros. You will not be able to play Mythic Zeros whatsoever. The only thing you're gonna be able to do is level up, do heroic dungeons, and potentially get all of your professions to max level, which I think is gonna be super hard the very first 2 days to get your professions to like max level. Because once again, I'm gonna go back to the professions later on because I know you guys would be interested. Hey, what about professions? What should I level? What should I do? I think that's something that I'm myself going to cover extensively later on, you know. Yeah, by max I mean like exactly. So later on we're gonna cover about the professions. The max profession is 100, which we wouldn't be able to get 100 at the end. 50 is the recipes, and then I gotta use crafting orders to make sure you get to like close to 100. You know, that's pretty much, you know, max up your profession. It's a good release for NA. 3 p.m. for me. It will be easy to level a couple characters before bed. Dude, I wish that was the case for me, my guy. I wish. The case for me is like, it's gonna be 1 a.m. my time when the game comes out. And 1 a.m. my time is very, very unfriendly. Put it this way. Alright, boys, let's continue. So, once again, you will not be able to do anything all the way until Wednesday or Thursday. So that's about it. Okay, what to do and when. Alright, so this is very important, by the way. So the experience bonus will disappear very soon. Now, to answer the question, what is the experience bonus? Well, first thing first, experience bonus is the 18% anniversary gift that all of you should have received in your mailbox. That should go out by the end of, I believe, Monday. Just before servers go down for maintenance, Monday-ish, things will go down. Now, how long is the questing gonna last, or how long would it take for me to get to 60 to 70? Well, it's pretty simple. Not that long, actually. On average, speedrunners take like 3 hours-ish, around 3 hours, maybe less if you're super, super fast. But the average human, let's say me, okay, maybe not me because I'm gonna play a lot more. The average person should take anywhere between 5 to 6 to 7 hours depending on your activities. For example, if you wanna look around and collect all of your glyphs for your mount, then it's gonna take a bit longer. But if you're general fast class, for example, you're something with high self-sustain, let's say DH. If you have a DH, you go put 10 mobs, I-beam, dance, you kill everything, you have 4 HP, you don't have any downtime, you just get in and pump, then it's gonna take, for example, like 5, 6 hours, I would say. Now, if you are a caster that is hard for you to level up, maybe it might take 7+ hours. A good is 12 hours. First playthrough when they read the quest and don't know what to do, then it's 8 hours. Okay, if you like to roleplay and read all the quests, then that's okay. You can do that. I personally don't care about any quests, names and like what do they do. All I do is I get in, I accept them, and I just see the minimap. Hey, defeat 8 gnolls or kill 8 basilisks. Easy. Get inside, boom boom, get out. That's it. Speedrun, Speaking about speedrun, there are several things that I would like you guys to pay attention. Now, what are they? Well, first of all, let me shrink this one a little bit. So the first thing that I want to mention is consumables. I think that's very important because you guys would ask me all the time. Consumables are going to be something that most of you would probably lack, and that's exactly what I'm going to show. When the game will be launching in Bulgaria, it's going to launch in Bulgaria on Tuesday, 1 in the morning. So, gun shoes. Why would I need gun shoes? I'll explain why. Just give me a second. Okay. First of all, gun shoes are 200% water walking. Sorry, 200% moving speed. If you guys know, a regular mount is 100%. Okay. Now, these gun shoes are 200%, which means you're gonna be twice as fast as a mount, pretty much, for 25 seconds. Plus, they're water walking as well. You can walk through water. Now, one thing that I want to mention is they're also usable in dungeons, Mythic Zeros, Heroics, and Normals. However, you won't be able to use it for Mythic Plus. Okay, so you can speed run all the Heroics, for example, all the way to the last boss for the reward. Or what you can do is you can gun shoes for questing. If there's any quest far away and your dragon is on cooldown, use the gun shoes, get to the quest, deliver the quest, take a new quest, easy clap. You save like few seconds. Now, few seconds might not be as much as you guys think it is, but if you save 10 seconds, for example, in a course of like what, 20 times you do it, you save 20 seconds. At the end, it's like 400 seconds, which is like what, 7 minutes plus ish, maybe less than that. Again, it's a little time save for not much gold. I think a one stack of gun shoes, 20 gun shoes should be worth around not more than 1,000 gold. Fair trade. Light step hoof plates. Now, those hoof plates will definitely be quality change. They're going to increase your mount speed by 20%, which is going to obviously put some time too into traveling. Fried bonefish is another good example of what to do, because every time you defeat an enemy, you will get a moving speed buff, which will pretty much hype up and make you move faster. Especially if you play class that is a wheelchair, quote unquote. That's a good example. Last thing, Goblin Glider. Goblin Glider is actually pretty useful if you gotta go down, for example, from a mountain. Although having the dragon might not be... Like, having dragon is better than Goblin Glider, to be honest with you. Because even if you don't have any empowering points in your dragon to, like, for example, speed up or go down, you can still move faster if you just glide all the way down with your dragon. So I don't know if I'll be using this one as much, but who knows? Maybe I will in some situations. What kind of music that is? It's Blue music. It is. That's true. It is Blue music, my guy. Absolutely. All right. So tips and tricks. I'll give you guys the most important tips and tricks here. 48 glyphs, they are around the map, chat. 48 glyphs that you should be collecting. Why you should be collecting the 48 glyphs is because they're gonna unlock tons of stuff available to your mount. AKA, if you guys haven't played Guild Wars 2, Guild Wars had sort of a similar progression system for their mounts in a way. So you can optimize your mount. You can make it, for example, have extra vigor or look better, look cooler. That's also something important to know about collecting all the glyphs. Pretty much, you want to push the main story. That's the most important thing. Make sure that you complete the main story. Now, the main story is only going to get you to level 67. If you're only planning to do the main story, the chapters, you will only get to level 66, 60-ish 7. So you want to definitely get some side quests on a side, but you don't really want to dive deep into like side questing. Just a little bit. That's going to be my advice. Crafting professions experience has already been nerfed, which it won't get as much experience coming out of from the crafting. So that's not really something that I'm looking for myself, at least. Not for the foreseeable future. Okay. Let's see. So what item level should I be for leveling in Dragonflight? Pretty simple. Having tested everything from 180 to 306, anything above item level 230 is pretty smooth and it can be done at 180. Okay, so pretty much what they're trying to tell you, it doesn't really matter. Obviously, the higher the better. But if you have like a basic item level, let's say 230, 200 and like 40-ish, which by the way, it's easily obtainable. If you guys haven't seen that one before, it's easily obtainable to get like around like 250 even right now item level. Because if you guys have done the pre-patch event, you can get some items from there. So pretty much if you spend like an hour, 2 hours farming the pre-patch event, you can get out with like a 250 plus item level from it, which is pretty good. And that's what you need pretty much. Obviously, the higher item level will guarantee you faster experience because you can kill them off faster, but that's about it. Minor difference. Rating and main oath. Your workflow in the first week will be as follows. Week 1 level. Heroics, World Quest for gear, bi-weekly reset, M0s, assault farm bi-weekly, faction farming for gear. Okay. So a lot of people will be confused exactly what to do. The first thing first is once you're level 70, you're going to be able to unlock all the World Quests. World Quests will reward you with reputation. It will also reward you with reputation and item levels and rewards as well, right? They will also give you benefit towards the renown, towards the 4, not covenant, but like 4 quote-unquote main reps that you gotta grind for this expansion. So World Quests are gonna be huge in the upcoming expansion. Also, there's like a bi-weekly quest that is beginning on a weekly reset, and also assault farms. Again, those farms are gonna be available once the reset comes up, pretty much. That's pretty much TLDR. The 8 Mythic Zeros take between 15 and 30 minutes each in starter gear, and you are looking at roughly 3 hours for a World Tour. World Quests are approximately 3 hours. That's a big cap. World Quest, not no way is 3 hours, okay? Definitely less than that, so don't worry about it. If you did every one each reset, this would fall when the season starts, depending on the number of M+ rating hours you do, but World Quest and all the other parts will quickly become something you do not do. Yeah, pretty much once you get in a rep, you don't really care about World Quest anymore. You might care because there is going to be a contract. If you guys don't know what's contracts, contracts are made from inscription that you can boost your reputation, even if you do like other quote unquote faction rep grinds from World Questing. Odom dungeon spam, no lockout, 278 eye level loot drops. Actually interesting. Good shit. Crafting, mating, and oath. Your workflow in the first week will be as follows. Put out quests for profession items. Profession treasures. Rare items, knowledge daily. Buy research book from a scribe, skill, knowledge weekly. Professor quest weekly. Work on your profession set. Okay. So a lot of people would have no idea what professions are. I would like to tell you, the professions in this expansion are going to be crucial. Crucial just because the main focus from bottled powers coming from profession, pretty much. Because you can get anything and everything with BOEs in other professions by work order, right? For example, let's say you are a enchanting and enchanting and skilling. And for example, you want to get the Javel crafting neck enchant, but you're not Javel crafter. You go to the crafting orders. It's like a new action house system specifically for stuff for professions only. You put in an order. Hey, I want X, Y, Z. Here are my materials. Here's my tip for the crafter. You purchase it. The guy crafts it for you. He gets the tip, or she gets the tip, or they get a tip. Doesn't really matter. Then you get the item and you use it. Pretty simple. We're gonna dive later on deeper in that kind of crafting orders, because I know people are gonna be confused and they will have tons of questions. But that's gonna be like the most time-consuming thing to do. Like play your professions, make sure you are okay there, make sure things are looking smooth in professions, and yeah, pretty much it. um, all right, that's pretty much about it. Route planner for levels. Okay, so there isn't really any plan. I'm not gonna go, guys, deeper into like exactly what route should be taken to level faster in Dragonflight. I'll give you TLDR what I would do personally. I would complete all the main event quests, followed by side quests that I think are fast. For example, if there's any side quest that tells me, hey, slay, for example, 10 basilisks and 5 invaders, elemental invaders, sure, no problem. But if there's something like collect 13,000 bajillion things with low drop rate, I wouldn't bother, you know. Grinding experience is also very useful. If your class is good at AoEing, you should gather all mobs together, use defenses, use cooldowns, and nuke them all. Having drums, by the way, is gonna speed up your leveling by big time, because essentially you allow yourself to get the extra boost of damage, and you can clear a pack of mobs much faster. So that's good about that one. Okay. Crafting. Okay, so that's pretty much about leveling. So main story first, followed by several side quests on the side. Make sure to collect all the glyphs. There are 48 glyphs available in the 4 zones right now. So I would recommend you to take handy notes as a add-on. If you guys have never seen handy notes, it is one of the best add-ons available right now. I can show you actually. Are you guys want to see a list of add-ons that I'll be using myself? Or do you guys feel like you're ready with add-ons? Because I know some people are already ready, but there's some people that are going to be like, I don't know exactly, you know? So, do you have all the add-ons set up? If not, I can show you exactly what I will be using myself, and you guys can copy my add-ons if you want to from CurseForge. Show us? Okay. I can show you. Let me log into the CurseForge right now, real quick. I'll show you guys. Let's see. Okay. This is better. Let me see. Do you guys see my screen right? You should be able to see my screen. Just give me a second to get CurseForge right now. Okay. Let me just wait until CurseForge is ready, and I'm gonna share my screen to show you what's up. Okay. CurseForge be loading 10 years, boys and girls. Okay. Let's see. Are you guys see it right now? Alright, so first thing first, little wicks. I myself use big wicks and little wicks, and those, in my opinions, are the staple for Mythic Plus and raiding. Now, big wicks is gonna help you to track timers and important abilities of bosses in raiding, and little wicks is gonna do the same thing for all bosses in Mythic Plus or the Mythic Zeros. So this is my go-to. You can also use DBM if you want to use DBM. That's fine. I don't mind it. I prefer the big wicks. Advanced interface options, genuinely, you don't need that thing because it's mostly for advanced players. I use it myself to have extra zoom out for my camera. That's pretty much what I use it for. But you can do whatever. Yeah, it is not updated, but it actually works in dungeons. It's actually weird. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get updated, my guy. Okay, battleground enemies is only for battlegrounds. I use it myself sometimes, so you don't have to have that one. Buy mode for Dragonflight, actually kind of useful. It allows you to mouse buy stuff. Cinematic counselor, okay, you don't need that one. I have it because I don't care about cinematics. I want to just go speedrun, get inside, boom boom, get out, you know. So I don't really care about cinematics that much. Details meter, I mean, is it important? In my opinion, it's important because if you don't see how much damage you do, then bro, let's be honest. Like, of course I want to see how much damage I do. It's crucial for me. Gotta go fast. Okay, so gotta go fast. If you guys, any of you has that one, it doesn't work anymore. You gotta install gotta go faster. Gotta Go Faster is the updated version for Dragonflight. It makes your pretty much keystone level design better. For example, you know, on the right of your screen you have keystone plus 10, you know, let's say inspired, sorry, let's say sanguine, bowstring, and thundering, you know, and you have that kind of a small table designed better. It shows your time better, which when you have defeated this boss, etc. So I like it, but you don't have to go for it. Grid 2, I primarily use Grid 2 just to display party frames better, or raid frames. That's pretty much what I use Grid 2 for, but you can use LVI for it, you can use like Voodoo for it. There are tons of available add-ons out there. I myself use this one. Counter Nodes is an add-on I absolutely recommend to have. It is so, I wouldn't say it's a must, but if you don't have it, you're gonna lose tons of time. Especially 100 Nodes Dragonflight. It shows you all the epic chests, all the stuff you haven't seen before, and all the glyphs, by the way. Glyphs are gonna be the one that you're gonna be collecting throughout the 4 maps in the Dragon Isles. Very important. Hide boss frames is something that I use sometimes in Mythic Plus. I hide the boss frame because it's too obnoxious and I don't want to see it myself. Only for Mythic Plus, you don't have it. Leatrix maps makes you a better map. For example, if let's say you have an area you haven't yet discovered, it's still going to be showing on the map, but it's going to be like kind of a shadow in a way. You know, it's going to have some kind of a purple on top of it, so it's going to mask a lot of details on the map. I also use that one to find exact coordinates. For example, let's say you open one of our guides and you're like, okay, how can I get to Urman? You open them up and you say, okay, you gotta fly to XYZ flying port. Here are the coordinates, and sometimes you'll be like, oh, I'm not sure how to get to it. So that's why I'm saying it's better to have it. It saves time pretty much. Method raiding tools is important for raiding. If you don't raid, you don't have to have it. I myself use it for raiding, or cooldown trackers. Let's say you're 20 man, you're doing mythic or heroic, and you wanna see if your paladin has aura mastery to prevent your team from taking massive damage. You have it. You open your mic and you say, hey Brian, can you use your aura mastery? He puts the button, boom, ready. The team is saved. My slot is helpful for oaths if you have to swap, for example, keybinds, especially if you have several accounts in WoW. Swapping keybinds, making sure your abilities are in line. It's pretty useful. I don't recommend it though. I use it myself for TR. TR means Tournament Realm pretty much. Mythic Dungeon Tools is also another add-on that I myself highly recommend. It tracks all the maps inside the dungeon, shows you each map what it does. One of the best add-ons for Mythic Plus. It shows you the routes people can take, shows you the count in the dungeons, so it gives you TLDR preview of each boss as well with abilities and stuff like this. Very useful add-on, I like it. OmniCC, I use it to track ability cooldown. For example, I use an interrupt, and on top of my bars it tells me, okay, in 10 seconds it's gonna be ready. That's pretty useful. OmniCity tracks all the party cities available for your team. Paragon tracks a reputation at the end of the, once you're exalted, you know, there's a paragon like filling up. It tracks when I have to claim my reward back, so not as useful, I would say. Better customizable nameplates, very important to have a good nameplates. It's gonna save you tons of troubles in the future. Raider I mean, one of the best add-ons to have. It displays vital information. Loot council is useful if you're in a guild. Save instances if you're farming all the time heroics, for example. Maybe you want to check out if you're locked. Silver Dragon shows all the rares in the map. Simulation craft for sims. Speedy outload, autoload faster. Twitch emotes just to meme if you like to meme. For example, if you type kick W in the chat in game, you might not get it, but if you have this add-on, it pops for you. Last but not least, weak auras. I mean, is there any point to explain weak auras? They are vital. Alright, chat. I think that's it for now. Let's get back to the document. Alright, we talked about that. Let's go next. Level and gear item levels. So I'm gonna repeat this because I think this might be a little bit confusing for some of you. So here we go. it's actually important to understand, once you're level 67, all the quest rewards are gonna give like 282 and 296 item level. Okay, that's all the green quests. If you get blue item 302, it's already gonna be better than most of your gear. 302, 312 of epic, for example. So once you're level 68, you're gonna replace all of your items mostly, because there's a blue item, there's gonna be purple items, and also green items. So even if you are maxed out mythic item level gear, you're gonna end up replacing every single item available on your backpack or or whatever you have equipped. You're gonna exchange it for all the level up gear. So don't really sweat as much. Okay? Even if you're not max gear, it's fine. It doesn't matter. This is important. This is max level gear. So mythic zeros are gonna drop 372. Kind of important. Heroics are gonna drop 359. I don't think anybody's gonna run normals, because who cares if you can run heroics. So I think 372 is gonna be the target to run for mythic zeros. Heroics at 359. So this time around, you can upgrade level of your mythic plus gear all the way to level 13. It requires a 2.4k score to be able to upgrade it, and there's the max reward you can get from mythic plus is gonna be plus 20. So plus 20k is gonna be the max reward. Now plus 20 is gonna be extremely difficult in the upcoming expansion, so I don't think you're gonna see plus 20s at least in the first week. Second week onwards, it's possibility, just because you have to, in a way, get the tier set. At least two set tier set you gotta have in order for this to feel good. So I would love to see this happening, or getting sort of like a change to make it easier for people. But I don't complain. I think it's something vital for the community, and something that people will be looking forward to playing or pushing there for more people. Dungeons is already covered, so let's cover about raiding. Normal raiding is gonna drop 398, 395 gear, and 389. It depends which wing you're going. So again, in raiding there's gonna be 3 wings. Okay, wing 1, 2, and 3, and each wing is gonna be harder than the previous one, and it's gonna reward you with slightly better item level gear. If you only do heroics, you can collect a maximum 411 item level, which is still pretty good. 411, for example, 402 or 390, or actually 408, 402, and 411 item level, just pretty significant. And then mythic is gonna be from 415 to 424. That's pretty much it. There's some super rare drops in mythic that you can get your gear to 430. Okay. Stormy, that's a good question. So tier set is gonna be available through raiding. However, week 6 is when you can also be able to craft it from the catalyst. There's gonna be catalyst, and you'll be able to craft gear from there. Tier sets in specifics. No, 430 is pretty much, there's a super rare chance for you to get those items. The 430, the 418 on heroic, and also the 408 on 405 on normal. There's like a low chance to get a super rare drop from it. It's like a kind of a legendary, but not really legendary in a way, because the chance is really low. And again, you can craft gear from 382 to 392 as well. 395, 405. I mean, the crafted gear is going to be useful the very first couple of weeks. After that, it's going to probably fall off. Yes. So yes, you can only grab tier set from raiding the very first 6 weeks. Yes, that is true, Trex. After week 6, which I believe is on the... Let me check right now. I'll check the calendar for you. I think you're going to be able to craft on the 11th or the 18th of January. You're going to be able to craft. I mean, you can still get to play, for example, heroic or normal. You can still get the tier set from there. 1 a week? I think so too. I think you get like a 1 charge per week. I'm pretty sure too. So some of those dungeons are available to level. For example, Ruby Life Post is for leveling. So if you're 60, you can enter Ruby Life Post. The Knockon Defensive is 60, Black and Height Hold 60, Holds of Infusion 60, and then Academy Notarius and Azure Vault, Urman Legacy of Tears also max item level of 70, which is gonna be again a bit difficult, but we'll see. Sorry, max level of 70. Mythic Plus Dungeons. Okay, so this is something that I want to mention. If you have spare valor right now, chat, if you have a spare valor, please use that valor, buy items or buy anything that's going to be useful to you, because very soon valor is going to be converted into silver or even gold. It's going to be pretty much useless. Okay, so don't sit on a valor, spend it for something useful. Better items, transfer to any of your alts, gear them up, something. There's gonna be 750 valor per week, capped. Dungeons and runs scale up to +20, that's fine. Bolt cap move from +20 as well, that's fine. Valor upgrades have 13 levels from 12, that's fine. 2.4k rating is all 20s on Fortified and Tyrannical. So to get to 2.4k rating, you gotta do all 20s, which is gonna be very difficult to do, but I believe. The expect valor cap is 750 per week, so if you did a +20, you got a 200 weapon, would take 4 weeks to get it to 415 easy. I mean, I think weapons are the most expensive thing to craft, so to upgrade, sorry. New affix Thundering. I mean, is there any point of me explaining what Thundering is? I'm pretty sure most of you are already aware what is Thundering. But if you're not, I can quickly go over and describe Thundering once again, because I know people are gonna ask me what is Thundering, how does it do, yeah. But I think most of you guys already know what's Thundering. There's also a guide to nice experience about Thundering, so you guys can take a look and see for yourself pretty much. Let me see. I think I know, but I appreciate the discussion. Okay, I can explain, and I know a perfect way to explain that. Okay, watch this. This is how I explain to my kid. Okay, watch this now. There is no way you don't get it. So imagine this. Every 75 seconds on average, every 75 seconds on average, you get a affix called Thundering. Now that affix is gonna give you 30% DPS increase for 15 seconds. Okay, the affix goes on 5 members of your party, so all of your party. For example, you have 2 kind of buffs: neutral, and then you have then you have positive, and 1 neutral here too, or 3 positive, 1 negative. It's always 5 people, and it's always 5 debuffs. Now, those debuffs can be either lighting, aka plus, or wind, aka minus. These two can go together. They're neutralized. Now keep in mind, if you don't neutralize the debuffs until this 15 seconds is expired, you're gonna get stunned and you're gonna take tons of damage. So you want to clear debuffs, but not in the beginning, because you want to utilize the damage buff. Okay. Now what happens if you do this guy nothing? If nothing happens, you can walk over people, doesn't really matter. What matters is to be able to clear plus with minus and minus with plus. And the last guy that is left here, he just stays and that's it. He or she or they don't have to clear the debuff. They just gotta DPS or heal all the time. Yes, that's pretty much it. That is the TLDR of exactly what you can expect from the affix itself. Make sense? Let's see, chat. Make sense, boys and girls? Alright. So only the plus debuff gives the bonus damage. No, every single debuff gets the damage bonus, and the only way to clear these debuffs is by pairing negative with positive. You're gonna see all of them have different colors. So the positive is gonna have, let's say, bright blue color, and the other one's gonna have like some kind of different color. But you're gonna see it clearly who is plus, who is minus, and you gotta connect together, and that's how you remove the debuff. You know, if you don't do that and debuff expires, you get stunned, which is not really good for you. If you get stunned, you get damaged. That's it. So for the outer, what happens when the timer runs out? Do they just deal with the stun? Nope. The fifth person that doesn't clear, nothing happens. They just retain the buff until the end, or debuff until the end, and they don't get stunned. As long as any other member have cleared the debuffs, you don't do anything special. You just like stay like this, you know. That's it. Make sense? All right. Cool. Let me get back, boys, to what we started together. Okay. Let me check. Okay, I already covered the raiding. Alright, so I'm gonna cover BOEs. I know many people are farming, raiding for BOEs. So Crash will no longer drop BOE items in raids. BOE from a set loot table will drop from the lieutenants named mini bosses. You will be only eligible for loot on the first kill of lieutenants mob each week. Numbers of the BOEs dropping for a lieutenant will scale over the raid. That's fine. So the more players, the more chance. This would guarantee a set number of BOEs of each raid per group, assuming a full clear of the instance. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna skip the renown because it's whatever. Okay. So let's talk about profession, chat. Now, profession is gonna be something that's gonna be very, very difficult to explain, but I'm gonna do my best to give you a TLDR. I don't wanna spend here like 10 hours explaining professions. So there are two types of professions. Okay, so there are crafting professions, which are very important, and there's also gathering professions. So crafting professions are, for example, blacksmith, tailoring, alchemy, anything you craft. And the gatherings are mining, herbalism, you know, skinning, those things that you provide materials. Now, if you want to make gold, the best way to make gold, and I would say the easiest way, is to get one of the gathering professions, get herbalism or mining or skinning, sell the items, sell the raw materials, make profit. Now, the other professions, so it doesn't really matter which class we're playing or what spec you are. I myself personally will go for alchemy, and I'll go also for engineering, just because engineering allows me to have tons of tricks in Mythic Plus. For example, combat resurrection. For example, something like invisibility, which is pretty useful as well. And alchemy can allow me to get higher flask time, for example, saving some gold and stuff. I can potentially try to earn some money from alchemy, like, you know, make sure people are getting some crafted stuff. Or, for example, make sure that I craft myself a trinket. So you can like kind of get the best out of it. Any idea how much engineering progress you need to unlock combat rest? I'm not 100% sure, you know. I think it is the very first couple of skills. Like, I would say like anywhere between 20 to 50-ish, I would say. Could even less. I'm not 100% sure. But I wouldn't say as much. Don't worry about it. So yeah. A lot of people are also kind of still confused about, you know, professions, and I also believe they're gonna be confusing for the first couple of like few weeks, but once people get used to it, I'm sure things will split up. Also, forgot to mention, there are quality items to craft. For example, from now on, you can gather all materials that you see. It doesn't matter if you have level 1, 5 or 10 mining. You can mine all of the nodes you see on the map. Same thing for herbalism. You can mine all of the herbs on the map. It doesn't matter your skill. What matters is the quality of those items. Let's say if you're a beginner herbalist, you cannot really gather quality 3, which is the highest quality. You know, there are 3 types of quality for gathering professions: basic one, level 1, intermediate level 2, and advanced level 3. So the higher the level, the more chance you get to get the highest quality. And the higher the quality, the better the value is going to be from the potion or whatever herbs are used for. Why alchemy, flash duration, and less negative effects from posts? Exactly. And also, I'm saving some gold on behalf of flash duration, and maybe I get to craft stuff myself. There's more gold. If you have a lot of gold, alchemy might not be the best for you. You might want to explore something else. But for me, I think alchemy is going to be a suitable choice. How competitive is the gear from professions compared to M+ and raid? In the beginning, very competitive, Brady. Like the very first couple of I would say weeks, maybe even a month, is gonna be quite good, and after that it's gonna slowly fade away. Once people start to the old 20s and stuff, yeah, they're gonna fade away. So yeah, I mean the crafting gear can go 5 qualities, for example, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 5. So that's something cool to know. Level 5 is the max quality for crafting gear, and level 3 is the max quality for gathering gear. Very important to like I mentioned. Okay, as whatever profession knowledge. Okay, this is something that you're gonna be earning throughout. You're gonna be earning throughout pretty much your experience in Dragonflight. This you can use to craft more powerful stuff. First time craft item, 1 knowledge for first craft, 1 time quests, 1 time professions, treasures, 1 see the outdoor knowledge. Okay. This is something that it would not make sense for me to explain to you unless you have experienced this firsthand. So I'm gonna skip on the professional knowledge, but pretty much each time you gotta craft something is gonna require you professional knowledge. So the harder the stuff begins, like the more repetitive things are, is gonna cost you a little bit more, and you earn knowledge through various stuff. For example, completing work orders, you get some knowledge. Or you spend some knowledge, for example, as you can see, but on a bi-weekly quest, you also get some knowledge and stuff. So you can get it and you can spend it on crafting things. These are the main key to crafting the profession specific, and will gain from a number of sources, but for some of the lesser known ones are outdoor treasures, open world collectible treasures, 7 per 8 per profession. What is this actually? Well, okay. So there's some sort of treasures around the map that's gonna give us several, I guess, several stuff that you can collect. Like several patterns, I guess, that you can spend up crafting. Interesting. Let me see what are they for. On the left, there's a look on the entrance. Collectible mug with the elite mobs around. Okay, I gotta take a look at this one. I'm not totally sure. What exactly is that? But I will assume this is pretty much any extra, like, collectible items you're gonna pick up from the ground and be able to use that to craft them as well. So for example, if you guys remember, how many of you have played Classic WoW or even TBC? At some point, your trainer doesn't really offer you any more skill to level, but they still have skill to level. So I feel like those patterns might come to handy, providing you extra way to spend your knowledge and expand on getting more skill. And also completing crafting orders is going to be something to be considered. Very important. I think it's going to be very, very important. I like this one so far. Okay, so work orders are going to be something that is really hard to explain. So I'm going to give you a TLDR. There's going to be a new system in Dragonflight called work orders. Work orders are pretty much the same thing as Action House, but only for crafting professions. Okay? And not everything is there. Some things from alchemy are not there, but most of the stuff are there. You can request, for example, you want to get something from blacksmithing, and it's BOE. you know, or BOP. So buy no pick up. So you request this one from somebody else, they make it for you, you pay them sort of a tip, and then you get the item. So you can have all sort of profession items from the what orders. It's kind of a heavy pay to win stuff. So the more gold you have, the more money you're gonna spend on getting better items from all the professions, and the more powerful you are. You know, so it's kind of it is kind of it requires you to have either a lot of resources, spend gold to get better gear, or a lot of guildies or friends that can help you out crafting stuff from other professions. You know, I feel like that's gonna be the case. Also, you can have private orders or public orders. So like, if you have a friend of yours and you're like, hey buddy, let's say, hey Jamie, can you craft this for me? You put all the materials, you give Jamie a tip, and Jamie does it for you. You get it, you use it, especially if it's a BOP item. So I feel like networking, especially for people that are not your profession, is going to be insanely valuable in your server. Keep this in mind. So here you go. What sort of items can I make from work orders? Only items that are in Dragonflight professions, bind and pick up items. There you go. BOP items. This is pretty much a work order, how it looks like. This is a detailed guide. Actually, why? I can also link it to you guys. I can link the guide in the chat so you guys can take a look at it. I'm sure you guys are gonna ask me, hey, what's that? And this is pretty much the UI, and you can adjust if, and you can, you know, put a tip and so forth. Ratio professions bonuses have been nerfed, by the way. So previously, if you guys remember, for example, Golden used to get like a herbalism, extra 15 skill. Now it's gonna give only 5 skill, which is, you know, still something, but not enough. And every other profession is gonna pretty much suffer as well. So keep that in mind, chat. Okay. Mouseless fishing guide. Okay, so apparently you can fish mouseless in Dragonflight. I don't even know how, but let's see. Something neat you can do now is mouseless fishing. Fishing is a massive in Dragonflight if you didn't already know. Interesting. Why is it massive? I'm not sure. We're gonna take a look. Go to your options, set up your action targeting, interact with target. It works like this, but if you use the following, you can make it work much better. So, okay, so they're kind of a macro that allows you to use buttons to fish. So pretty much what I can do is I can bind myself these macros to my keyboard. I can run around and press them as soon as I hear the sound. I even can make a weak hour every time I hear the sound, I press the button. Easy. This might give some ideas to bots, by the way. Especially the game nowadays that has a tons of bots. Maybe it's not really a good idea to implement stuff like this, but then again, something that I believe is gonna, hopefully is gonna get resolved. You know? Okay. I think that's pretty much it for now. When it comes down to preparation for well, is there any question, guys? Any questions that you guys are still wondering? Anything you guys are not aware about Dragonflight? Anything that you guys are still like wobbling, like, what am I gonna do, etc. Is there any questions you guys still on? Because if you do have, now it's time to ask me, boys, because I'm gonna go to the next topic. Next topic is one of the most important. It's pretty much choose your main. I know that choosing your main is one of the hardest decisions for a lot of people nowadays, and that's why I want to spend at least an hour discussing how to choose your main and how can I help you. What professions do you think will benefit Mythic Plus players? Okay, so that's a good question, by the way. Thank you, Stormy. So there's gonna be a lot of dungeons in the Dragonflight pool that will allow you to get bonuses from professions. For example, in Notarius, you can use cooking, and also you can use blacksmith as a profession. In the Zura Vaults, you can use inscription, or If you're drag 2, you can also use that. Yeah, you can use in bracket high hollow, you can use, for example, alchemy. So genuinely, the best profession you can get is, in my opinion, engineering is the best for Mythic Plus. Will the Dark Moon trinkets be big? Nobody knows. It depends on tuning. I would assume they will be pretty good. Court of Stars, you can use it a lot. Yes, so speaking about Court of Stars, it's kind of a map here I can show you right now. This is pretty much what all the professions are on about in Court of Stars. These are pre-nerf Legion version, obviously not fully updated for Dragonflight, but they will be updated very soon. This is something that people usually have. Professions used to be big in Legion too, because of the Court of Stars. Once we hit max gear progress is heroic dungeons, world quest dungeons first reset, and then M+ in raids. Anything I'm missing? Yes, you're missing. There is gonna be events around the map that's gonna also get you some gear too, like bi-weekly quest, for example. Do you know? Okay, have you played Legion? Do you remember the invasions in Legion and stuff like this? It's gonna be something similar to invasions, and also the world boss as well. Yeah, there's gonna be something similar too as well, and also the world boss. That's it. That's all. That is all for the prep. Yeah. I'll ask again, chat. Is there anything you guys are still wondering? To answer, by the way, Stormy, the question is: engineering is a very useful profession to have for Mythic Plus. Second profession is like whatever you choose, but NG is very good to have. Finalizing my plan for launch week, so I just wanted to make sure. You got it, buddy. You got it. Chat, is there anything else you guys are still like wondering? Anything you guys are still like uncertain about professions, about like preparation for Dragonflight? Anything you guys still like curious about? Because if that's everything, I'm gonna continue to the next topic, which I think is the most exciting one out there. Okay. So next topic, chat, is gonna be choose your main. Okay, this is something that I think a lot of people are still genuinely confused. But let's see. How many people in the chat have already chosen their main? One in the chat if you already chosen your main, boys. Let's see. How many of you guys have chosen your main? One if you have chosen your main, and two if you haven't and you still are wondering what to play. Blam did it. 50-50. Giant also. Dope Gian. Nope. No. Cake hasn't. Yes, you have. Okay. So, what is your main though? Let's take for example Inu's example. He's between Pharaoh and Evoker DPS. Okay. Let's do pros and cons of Evoker. Okay. Let's see. Let's go about Evoker and Pharaoh. Pros and cons. Let's go to our tier list right now. Now, what are the advantages and also disadvantages of playing Evoker or Pharaoh Druid? For this matter, I would need to draw on the screen. Okay, I'm gonna cancel this for now. I cancel this for now. Okay, so I'm gonna get this one, full screen this, and then get my pen. Alright, so here, boys, is what I want you to imagine. Okay, I want to use this as drawing board. So let's get to Pharaoh. Pharaoh versus Evoker. Pharaoh, Evoker. Let's talk about damage. Who does more damage? Pharaoh, Evoker. Let's go together. AoE damage. Who does more damage? I think the AoE damage is pretty simple. Pharaoh does more damage, significantly more damage, especially like mass AoE. So Pharaoh does better there, 100%. Now Evoker has better front load burst, which is obviously pretty good. But generally Pharaoh beats Evoker in damage 90% of the times, maybe 95% of the times. Um, Single target. Evoker ST is not amazing. I would say Feral does ST too. Better ST from Evoker. Mobility. I think both are very mobile. Evoker being one of the most mobile caster, but also Pharaoh does most of his damage by bleeds. So that means even if you're out of melee, you still won't be punished for being out of melee, you know? You're still going to be able to like fill in the gap and make sure that you farm get your damage out pretty much, you know? So I'll still give it to like, I'll give Evoker one and I'll give Pharaoh one. Utility, I mean, even though Evoker has better, in my opinion, utility than Pharaoh, Pharaoh has Mark of the Wild, you know? I think Mark of the Wild is a significant buff for M plus and rating, and I think that is crucial for the rankings. I'll still give it to like, I'll give both, for example, a little bit. I'll give both a point here. Simply, I think the Evoker has also tons of utility, also BL, you know, very important BL. Self-sustain, I mean, Evoker has pretty much none. Pharaoh has a little bit, but not as much. Yeah, that's true. Evoker is insane in utility, but at the same time, the Druid has Mark of the Wild, which is also very important, you know? So it also matters, I would say. But anywhere between, I'll give a point each, to be fair, a point each. And then self-sustain and defensives. I mean, Pharaoh has pretty strong defenses, and Evoker now has much better defenses as well. I will still give it to the Pharaoh though, defensive wise. I feel like Pharaoh is better, you know. Defensive wise, I'll go for Pharaoh. So technically, everything like goes down to playing Pharaoh compared to Evoker, just by comparing their whole toolkit, obviously. And as you can see on the rankings, Pharaoh reflects to be here and Evoker here, which I think is a fair rankings for both of them. Pharaoh right now is the best Druid spec, DPS Druid spec, you know. It's better than Boomy, 100%. And I find it very fun to play too. Between Horde Paladin, main, BFA, and a Hunter. Well, both are different, my guy. One is a hitter and the other one is DPS. You're gonna have much less responsibility as DPS than a heal, for sure. Between Shaman and Lock, well, what kind of Shaman, what kind of Lock though? 80 Shaman against what kind of Lock? Because that's also very important though. Depending on that, we can range DPS mainly. Demonology Lock is very strong, you know. Demon Lock is very strong. With Lock, I feel like to switch between all three, or at least be able to beat for the fight. If you refer for Mythic Plus, you would pretty much play Demonology exclusively. It is by far the better spec. Destruction might come handy sometimes, but generally Destruction is better. Affliction, I don't see Affli ever in Mythic Plus. That's pretty much me. Chat, give me a second. Hold on, boys. I'm back. So yeah, that's about pretty much locks. I think I just don't see a world where Dumo is gonna be like less valuable than this roughly. After the buff to Guardian Druid, will they overtake spot for Pro Warrior? I think Guardian Druid full potential can only be unlocked if you play around him or them. I'll give you an example, Graph. If you have full primate and you play classes that can have and do uncapped AoE, you pull big during cooldowns and you pull small during off cooldowns, you can make pretty much like MDI pulls and make Guardian very good. In a standard per group, Guardian is gonna fall behind DH and Warrior. To be safe, I'm gonna go Pro Warrior to be safe. Or Vengeance. But Guardian's gonna be probably picked for MDI. Probably. What is your total red power versus BM Hunter for casual M plus player? 15-20 range. I think both a good choice. You're gonna have easier time in BM Hunter just simply because it's easier to play. Red does more damage in my opinion than BM Hunter, but it's harder to play than BM. And BM is significantly easier to play. Plus it's ranged. Okay, so it depends on your experience. What is the experience? Taylor was suggesting survivability is really important for this first season with the pure amount of damage coming all out of M+. What do you think, Phil? In some keys, it matters a lot, surviving. But I'll say what matters more is healing. I feel like healing is going to be significantly more important in the upcoming expansion. People underestimate how important that is. You're gonna see, like you're gonna need, like for example, do you guys remember back in season? Okay, how many of you played season 1 of this expansion? Shadowlands, season 1 of Mythic Plus. Do you remember Ashen Paladin? Like he was doing 0 healing outside of Ashen. So I feel like this is the opposite. You need HPS to survive some fights. So Evoker and Restless Druid might be really, really handy. Broken, true. That's true. During COVID, all the play S1. I mean, I don't know. I feel like season 1 was like the best season because there were so many players to play. And after that, the hype kind of died. You know, for Mythic Plus, I feel like. But yeah, you need tons of HPS output to be able to compete in some dungeons. I'll give you an example. The Nokkur Offensive is severely, in my opinion, overtuned for like casual players. There is tons of unavoidable damage, and there's also a possibility of you getting legit one-shot from 100 to 0. And that's why I feel like having a passive DR is gonna be so good. Like tanky classes are gonna be so good here. And you want a hitter that can heal, legit. Holy Priest is an example also of HPS, purely HPS based hitter. Restless Druid and Evoker. If I gotta put my eggs in one basket, I'm gonna go for Evoker or Restless Druid, like hitter wise. In my opinion. Tanks, I'm gonna go Prot Warrior or Vengeance. And DPS is the hardest choice. Because there's so many good options out there. Yeah. I personally I don't really know what I'll play personally. I'll play Shaman for sure. But I might be ulting something else. Which I don't know exactly what yet. So I'm about to decide what ult I'll be playing, but I feel like maybe I should wait for some tuning, because again, tuning will probably happen. And at the end of the tuning, I can probably choose hey, I'll pick up and play, you know, let's say Hunter or Lock or something in between. That's what I feel like, at least for me. It's looking to be Warrior, Evoker Hitter, Lock CR, DHA Stun, Purge, and Rogue Pack Control. I feel like Evoker is gonna be. Yeah, I also agree about Evoker being hitter. I feel like it's very important for you to top up your teammates quickly in that regard, you know. That's why I feel like Evoker is gonna be useful as fuck. What's up, Flo? How are you, buddy? Good to see you around. Welcome. Enhance disc out for me. Enjoyment is better than meta. That is true. I can incline to agree that it's very important for you to enjoy what you do, but it's also, you gotta understand this. Most of you guys puck. If you are a puck player, I can guarantee you it's gonna be dreadful to not play meta. You know? You're gonna sit here for hours upon hours waiting for somebody to invite you in a key, and if you're playing meta, things will go a lot easier. Now, if you are a tank or a hitter, things can go easier just because you're a tank or a heal. But if you're a DPS player, I can guarantee you, chat, things will go so slow. And you're gonna get declined and declined and declined. And the matter of fact is, most of you guys decide, instead of like waiting for Q just to play a key, you guys really auto meta, which I think I cannot blame. I see a lot of people hating on players that really auto meta, but I honestly don't mind it because I can understand their pain. Once you get some rating, you get past it. Yeah, I feel like there's general like elo hell in like WoW, you know. There's some certain keys that are really hard with perks. Like for example, I'm not kidding, try to play like 13, 14 level keys with pucks. It's almost impossible. It's really tough though. And that's why I see people can pick up those classes, because even if you are like the biggest ape and you cannot play the game, you play BM Hunter, you press 2 buttons and you still top DPS. Meanwhile, I have something like, for example, Frost Decay, that is pressing 3000 buttons, struggles DPS and is bottom, you know. So it's also important in that regard, boys, just to make sure you are just to make sure you guys are prepared and in a way understanding the possibilities of you being benched. That's it. That's what I would say, chat. Anyway, so I think that's pretty much about choosing main. A lot of people are still sort of confused, but that's chat my take. Like, I feel like if you guys want to take a full read upon our tier list, you can obviously go on the website and take a look and read it. But I feel like anything that is like above A tier has significantly higher chance to be invited. Obviously, if you play something below that, that's still fine. You can do whatever you want. Just keep in mind that LFG is something part of the game, and they might get declined here and there until you get to the top. But don't give up. Play your key. Biggest advice: play your key always. Yeah. That is pretty much about filling the. That is pretty much about chat filling the requirements. Okay. Apart from add-ons, apart from choosing a main, choosing your oats, what are the important chat weak hours that you have to have? Like, I know some of you still haven't installed weak hours. So, have you guys prepared with the weak hours for the upcoming expansion? Do you know what you should have? because there are tons of good weak autos, and I can show you a few for you guys to install if you want. If no, it's okay. No. Hold on. Yeah. So if you open Wago.io chat, if you open Wago.io right now, and you go to weak autos for Dragonflight. So the experience bar is the first one that I recommend. It's actually quite good just to track your experience, you know. I have that one, and I think it's one of the most important one to have, just because you can track your stuff faster. Is there auto quest pickup, auto quest return in? Not 100% sure. That might be an add-on. There is no such option for that one. What's up, Raven? Good to see you on stream. How are you, buddy? Hello. Also, by the way, do me a favor and go here and type Valdraken map. Now, Valdraken map here is gonna save you so much time, because you guys will be able to see exactly where things are. It's on Wago.io, it's free. So, because this is the new city, and you guys, I can guarantee you, none of you would know where things are. So this is a very good week card to have. Yeah, just get it. It's a good one. Leatrix Plus does that very well. Interesting. I actually haven't really. Actually, I have Leatrix. Never mind. I have Leatrix, and I think it's pretty good. I like it too. Quick quest. I can check for you actually. Did you check what the add-ons there are there? Like, there are tons of good add-ons actually. I know like a couple of friends of mine, they're crazy about add-ons. They're like, dude, I personally don't mind, but I have like what, 10 add-ons or so. I can show what I have. All right, let's see, boys. Let's dive and see about add-ons and see how they do. Okay. Let's see. Get more add-ons. Let me make it smaller. A bit smaller, my guy. Alright, chat. Let's see some good add-ons. So I guess Bagnon is a popular add-on. Okay, so DBM is the most popular add-on. DBM. Interesting. I guess it's been like the oldest add-on as well. Bagnon is also one of the add-ons that I myself don't have, just because there's an option right now in the game that allows you to have the box like a Bagnon, for example. So I don't have it, but I recommend to people to get it if they don't have such an option from their Blizzard UI. Bartender 4. This used to be like a cast bar readjustments. I don't have it. What is Tom Tom? What is Tom? Tom Tom is your personal navigator assistant in World of Warcraft. This add-on is very simple, but provides a nice set of functionality. It's an arrow. Okay. I think that's whatever. I don't really care about TomTom. Not useful for me. What is GTFO? Is an arrow that tells you to get out from a circle. What about quest tracker? What exactly is that, chat? What is a world quest tracker? Angry Keystones is pretty much makes me put the key in faster in the, for example, you know, when you open Mythic Plus, you gotta get your key and drag it towards the minimap. I gotta just right click it. That's one of the advantages. What is quest tracker? What does it do? It tracks my spell like this. Well, that's useful actually. Let's see. This is actually quite useful, chat. Why don't I have it though? Request tracker? It's useful, boys. Let's get it. I like it. What is thread plates? Let's see. Oh, it's like a nameplate add-on? Nah, it doesn't matter. We have Plater. Plater is better. It's a pretty good one too. Interesting. Trade skill master. What is that? What is a trade skill master? Let's see. Let me see, guys. This is DSM. Oh no, this is Action House stuff, chat. Yeah, I don't think that's useful for us. I mean, unless you want to make gold. I see, boys. I don't know. I myself don't find this useful. My main goal is not to make gold in WoW, so I don't really care about gold, but I know some people do care about gold, so yeah. Handy notes. I have it. You guys should get handy notes for Dragonflight, by the way. Handy notes, Dragonflight, go get it. Sexy map. What does sexy map do? Sexy map is it's an open source development. What does it do? I mean, whatever, dude. It's some sort of a map add-on, I guess. I mean, I don't really care about that one. So, scrap junk setter. This is actually kind of useful to have. Let me see. Less time to the vendor. Intelligent junk setter tags junk items in inventory. Can automatically repair your equipment. Many available plugins for extra functionality in game tutorials. Inventory cleaner, data bag, no. I mean, this is actually somewhat useful to have with that much junk, to be honest with you. So I might be looking to get this add-on, but I don't know. How does it look like? Auto sale, advanced options, show tutorials. Okay. I mean, I guess that's not bad, but probably there's better. Yeah, exactly. Maybe it has that included. I don't know. Quartz is for like okay, quartz is nothing interesting. Ledrix also auto sales junk. Yeah, I have Ledrix 100%. What is Posto? There's so many items actually we don't know about. Posto. Add a contact list next to the field. What's that? This is like something for like classic WoW. I don't think it's good for retail. Mass mails. Yeah, this is most of the classic WoW though. Yeah, I don't know. Like, posts is not as big anymore in Dragonflight, unfortunately. So I don't care. All the things. Let's see. What is all the things here included? If you have any questions, okay. What is that though? Can I? Oh, it's a okay. It is a okay. It's a nothing for us transmog and stuff category. Let's see. This is something for the chat, by the way. Like, I've had this before. I don't think it's as good. It just customizes your chat windows, but LVI has it built, so it doesn't really matter. The cursive is like buffs. Okay. NPC scan, whatever. Tell me when. That's interesting. What is tell me when? That's true, guys. It is definitely a tracker. Okay. Interesting. I mean, that's fine. We don't need that one for now. Yeah, I don't really feel good in that one. Guide submission table, trade plates, omen, trade mirror, move anything, voodoo, milk scrolling, battle XK, Hekyo, useless to have gatherer. Gatherer used to be a really good add-on for classic WoW, but yeah. DBM, Expert is also kind of AVS stuff, Dominoes, Fishing Buddy, Classic Cast Bars, Rarity, World Quest List, Azeroth Autopilot, Ask Mr. Robot, The Undermine Journal, Bad Boy, Spam Blocker. What was that? What is that boy? What is Bad Boy? Spam Blocker Reporter. So you can ignore somebody. Okay, that's fine. Don't need that chat. Okay. Shadow Light AVI plugin. This is actually quite good for AVI. Grit, KUI, Clicky, Omnibar, Scrap. I mean, that's pretty much it, boys. I don't think there's any other add-ons we want to get. I mean, unless you guys want to have any add-ons. Which add-ons do you guys usually have available for you? Like, what sort of add-ons do you guys usually have? I don't think there's anything else I want to take. You know, everything else feels like useless. I mean, there's so many add-ons, but I think what we have is already good enough. I don't think we should get anything more. Yeah. So junk, Atlas dungeon locations, Benic UI. If I type Dragonflight, let's see. Dragonflight. If I type it, what would I see? There's some Dragonflight stuff. Talon 3 tweaks. Candy notes Dragonflight. Electric Sound, Dragonflight, Mythic Plus, Reestimates. Okay. Bucks, Dragonflight, interesting. Yeah, I'm not. Then again, I mean, we don't really need that things. Auto quest. What is auto quest? Yo, is this something that's gonna do my daily quest alone? Is that it? Automatically accept incomplete quests. This add-on will automatically select any reward that is upgrade based on function and weight it provides by the popular Pwn add-on. I feel like this is actually a good add-on to have. It auto accept quests. I mean, it's okay to have, but I feel like it's better off for the very first time for you to choose the rewards. If you level out, this is actually kind of useful though. I'm gonna probably get this quest just because I want to make sure that I get. Oh really? I have Electric Plus. Never mind then. Alright, Iflo. Thank you for the heads up, my guy. I didn't know. Alright. That's cool. That's cool, guys. I see. I mean, to be honest with you, like, it doesn't really matter as much when it comes down to add-ons. What matters is like, and I can show you. Hold on, if I log it in game, boys. Let me show you how my UI looks like, and you guys can obviously decide to take it or leave it, but I'm gonna show you how it looks like. I think there's like a general problem with people trying to overcomplicate stuff, and I think that's not really the case. Yeah, I'll show you, boys. Give me a second. Let me log in. All right, so this is gonna be my main, boys. My Shimone is gonna be my main. Hopefully we get to have some important stuff out there. Let's see what's up. Let's see. I'm gonna check my add-ons real quick for you guys. Come on. Quick. Alright. So this is pretty much how my UI is gonna look like. If you guys haven't seen my UI, this is how it looks like for me, at least. Yeah, this is the Electric add-on for sure. There you go. Makes this for me like, it's actually pretty cool though. Oh my god, so many of this stuff. Can I make it bigger? I think there was like a point. Yeah, this is better. I like this better, boys. Or do I? Or do I, boys? Do I like it better though? I think it's smaller the better. Artifact power, trade skills. I feel like it makes my map really intrusive though. It makes my map really intrusive. I don't know if I wanna take this chat. To be honest with you, I don't know. Maybe I should disable. Let me check. What is this one that I took? I took. My slot for now. Saved instances. World Quest Tracker. Yeah. Let me try to disable. Let's see what's up. Let's see, boys, what's up here. World Quest Tracker. So this is without it. It's kind of the same, but I don't really have the details that the thing provided me. Interesting. I mean, I'll see though. I don't really care about that one right now. I feel like it's important thing to see. Okay, that's fine. Well, autos are done. Quick autos are done, boys. I think everything important chat has been done so far. Now that I think of chat, is there anything else to prepare before the launch? Chat, let me just think. Give me a second to think. I don't think there's anything else to prepare, but we might have missed something. Okay, I think that is pretty much it for now, but let me just think truly if there's anything else, chat. Give me a second. Okay, think as well. I wasn't back. I thought about something, chat. What about food and drinks? I think that is the final thing I want to mention. Is there any food or drink that is like important to have? I guess coffee, energy drinks, and water are the liquids. Food wise, I would say mostly snacks, chips, for example. Maybe some frozen food. At least personally, what I would do is I will stack on like frozen lasagna and I'm gonna eat it after I defrost it. It sounds nasty, but it saves so much time. That's what I would do personally. Again, don't judge me. It saves time. I live by myself, and yeah, I think that's preparation. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, boys. We went from top to bottom. I don't think there's anything else to add. Chat, any final questions, boys and girls? Is there anything else you guys would like me to ask? It is now your time. The final questions before we close the podcast for today. Is there anything you guys are still not 100% sure for the upcoming expansion? How do I get juicy nameplates? Well, there's several options. First one is you go to Wago.io. You enter it. You go add-ons. Sorry, you go here, and you find creator nameplates. You go here, click it, and then you let's say you are a I don't know, you're playing out sub rogue. You click here, and you can see there are many nameplates here that is good for sub rogue. Whatever you play, go to nameplates, find your class. You can get nameplates for your class. There are some universal nameplates too. You know, that's fine. You can play. Those are the ones available right now. Using player, but previously was pleased with no interrupt, so I don't see casts with my player profile. Very cool, thank you, welcome. You can also build it your own. You can also build it from like, there's a KY nameplates if you don't use player. There's a LVI nameplates. There's so many variations of the add-ons. I use player because I think it's the best. But you can use whatever else you want. You know, it doesn't really matter. But truth be told, for hitters, it's not as important. I tried my own settings, but the enemy nameplates is a big M plus swim up and down for sure. I think it takes experience to make your own really good. So it does make sense if yours is not really done though. It makes it impossible to click to change. Yeah, for sure. That's why having somebody else's nameplates are really cool. I would suggest you to do that, you know. Definitely plenty of stuff to like talk about. Alright, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. If you guys enjoyed the podcast, make sure to tune up every single Sunday. We're going to talk about different topics. Today's topics were preparation for Dragonflight and also choosing a main. And next week topics are going to be, I believe, we're going to get better in Mythic Plus. So learn Mythic Plus, learn raiding, get to see where you are in professions, and touch on important topics. So next Sunday, same time, 6 p.m. Central European time. And yeah, that's pretty much it, boys and girls. Peace out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.